Hi, I'm Nick Pawson. You're watching News24 Live. I'm joined in studio today by the Wheels24 team, Sergio Davids, a content producer and editor, Les Stevenson, to chat about the latest topical car and wheels issues and stories. Gents, thanks for coming in.
Hi there,
Pleasure.
Les, you've just come back from the Golden Gate, and I'm going to ask you about this new Mercedes station wagon making a comeback. Why is this so significant that this was tested and driven in the Golden Gate National Park?
They got a nice hotel. No, it wasn't so much being the park, that was the destination. We actually drove the cars from Johannesburg through the Free State, whose roads seriously need looking at, and into the Golden Gate for photography and the scenery and an overnight stay, and then the following day we drove back to Johannesburg on the reverse route.
Okay. Tell us a bit more about this model of Mercedes. What is great about it? What isn't so great about it?
Well, I guess what's great about it to start with is it's a Mercedes. It's essentially the same car as the coupe and the sedan versions of the latest C-Class, which just came out worldwide at the end of last year, towards the end of last year. The essential difference is it has sort of a station wagon back end in as much as a very large hatchback, if you like, but it's a typical station wagon. But what Mercedes was keen to explain was that station wagons have been perceived as kind of guys of my age there, and the younger generation regards them as not sporty enough. So Mercedes has gone out of its way to turn what's already a sporty sedan and coupe into a very, very sporty station wagon. Okay.
And I mean, can it move?
Oh yes. Yeah, each of them is very fast. There are three engines. There's essentially what is a 1.6, which masquerades as a 1.8, and there's a 1.9, which masquerades as a 2-litre, and there's a 2.5 designated, but it's actually a 2.1 turbo diesel. All the engines are turbocharged. Okay. And are they fast? Yeah, they'll all do well over 200 kilometers an hour, but I'm not going to tell you about how much.
Les, would you like to give us the pricing on this latest Mercedes range?
Sure. The prices at first glance look very reasonable. The 180 is 447,000. The 2.0 is 468,000, and slightly more is the diesel version, the 2.5 turbo diesel. That's the initial thing, but there's a specification sheet as long as my arm for extras. And the car we were driving, the one we drove first, was the 180. And inside is a spec sheet and the prices and what's attached to the car. And the extras, or at least the extras that have been put on the car, like different lights, different gearbox, different kinds of seats, totaled over 200,000 rand.
Sure.
So the price of the car goes from 447,000 to 647,000. Puts it kind of in perspective. But what Mercedes has done at last for drivers of these high-performance cars who use run-flat tyres, and the sizes are difficult to find, especially if you're in a remote area and do have a tyre shredded. They've now set up their own tyre workshops in their branches around the country, or are setting them up around the country. Okay. So you can now take your Merc in to get its tyres done at a Merc dealer instead of having to search around.